Hi everyone, my name is Rosalie Muir. I'm from Australia on the Gold Coast, sunny Gold Coast, and it sure is sunny at the moment. We're having a heat wave. So I am here as a passionate light worker and for healing, for teaching and for sharing. So I have really looked forward to being able to do this. I was hoping to have questions and answers and feedback, but that wasn't meant to be today. So I thought, well, I'm going to at least start. A lot has happened. I've lived many lifetimes, and I'm here to share, and I'm going to be doing it every week. So I'd love you to come along and please subscribe, because the more subscribes I have to reach 1,000 to be able to have my top chat. So I'm able to see you, and of course you can comment below, and please do by asking questions, which I'm happy to answer. To reach that 1,000, I need for you to subscribe. Okay, so I've got 381 at the moment. So the more we do, the more we have that, the quicker we have that top chat. So I used to have a website called the Crystal Gateway, and I had an accident in December, which I broke my hip, and I also damaged my back. So that sort of paved way for me to cancel my website, because it's only me looking after it, and of course I couldn't. So here I am. It's my channel, and my website has become my channel. So now this is what I do, and I'm here. I'll be here every week, and also on Facebook every week. So I hope you'll come along and join. I have so much to share. I have so much knowledge inside me that I just wish to share. I do have classes, yeah, I do, but for those who don't want to go to classes, to commit to courses, that's fine. I'm here to share. So, and it's spiritual learning, but you know what? The power to heal within, this is what I wish to share for you. Everyone has it. It's just a matter of a bit of guidance, of learning. And this is what I did, because, you know, to learn to heal yourself, you have to, when you're healing, you have to have a holistic healing. Everything within has to be healed. You can't just be healed physically and leave out the emotional, mental, spiritual. If anything is left out, it's not a true healing. So, to start off this talk today, I always choose a lovely incantation. So today's incantation is an abundance incantation. So this incantation will help you move back into peace and out of stress. If you are worried about lack of abundance, and you can feel yourself getting caught in a pattern of negativity or struggle, place your hand on your heart and speak from your heart. Star of Sothis, you bless me with abundance and peace. My wealth on all levels does increase. Through many channels I receive your flow. With wonder and gratitude I watch my wealth grow. I release all fear and doubt that would block your grace. Instead, I focus on your shining stellar face and realize the love and safety within. The flow of great abundance now does begin. And so it is. That is beautiful. I think we all enjoy abundance. And of course, that's not just money. Abundance is happiness, love. It's everything. And that is out of that book. It's a beautiful, beautiful book. Just to open it anywhere, every day, which is what I do. And Isis is my high priestess, my channel, my guide, and she does choose what I do each day. And she never has let me down. She's so beautiful. So while I've been rehabilitating, I've been working on my other passion, which is meditation, and I have been making meditation movies, if those who come to my channel have noticed. Every week I make some meditation movies, and meditation is a great healer, a great healer. I need some water, and water is a great healer too. Seeing that we are of the mineral kingdom, and we are made of 80% water, so we definitely need water. But you know, at one stage, well, this stage I've been in a wheelchair too, but in another part of my life I was in a wheelchair, and it got me out of a wheelchair. Meditation did. Instead of taking a certain drug, which was morphine at the time, I meditated. And meditation takes you out of your physical self so that you're not feeling as much pain. And meditation is absolutely the key to life. And it is such a great healer. It really is. So I really do recommend meditation. So any of my meditations, most of them are for healing, but some of them are activation, some of them are more deeper than others, and some of them are quite light. You know, fly on the back of an eagle, and that's just relaxation. And the other thing is, one of the main reasons I'm here too is to inspire you, to share with you the ways to find that power within you and to find your true self. To go back to that being that is not separated, is not fearful, you know, to take away any of those fears. That the opposite to fear is love. You know, is to have that empowerment of knowing that there is nothing really to fear. Once you are fully in that love, there is nothing to fear. And this third dimension is all about that separation and fear, and watching the news, and you know, you get caught up in all that fear, and it is not a nice feeling to be in that fear. But self-healing is just such a fantastic thing, to be able to, you know, wake up and say, well, I'm going to make the most of this day, because really this moment and this day is all we have. You know, instead of really living from yesterday or living for what has happened in the past, because it's gone. And we waste so many minutes on yesterday. And why? And one of the things about that is, whatever's happened yesterday or last year or even our childhood, we are giving those people or that circumstance the power to continue hurting us. Because, yeah, I've had things happen, really drastic things happen in my past, and I've had to come to that conclusion and really think about, well, they are still hurting me. And I'm the silly one, still in that energy, you know, in that energy of allowing that. Or am I just going to forgive? Just forgive. And you don't have to be with that person to forgive. Forgive from your heart. I've had to forgive, but when you forgive that person, forgive yourself too. You know, that forgiveness is so important. Not easy, Not easy to do, not easy at all. But it's such an important thing today. Is just forgive and let go and enjoy. What am I going to do with today? Make the most of it. It really is. So it's healing, forgiving, and also I'd love to talk to you about energy fields, your aura, your spiritual skin. You cleanse your body, and it's lovely to feel that clean skin, so don't feel dirty, you feel great. But you know what? Our energy fields, they are your spiritual skin, and they must be cleansed too. Because if your spiritual skin is not clean, you're not going to be too well spiritually either, because if that is not clean, that is going to connect to other negative vibrations. What is negative connects to negative. What is clean and light and white is going to connect to clean, light, white. It's like we're a mirror. We are such a mirror to what we connect to. So there's many, many ways that we can cleanse our aura, and I know there's so much information, but I believe in simplicity. I really do. And there's a few ways that you can cleanse, and combing, just, putting the white light around you like a bubble, but combing, sort of fingers like a comb, combing it down and shaking your hands, just combing it. And visualizing the white light combing, just combing it out, especially before you go home. If you've been in a supermarket or a mall, as you call it in America, or wherever you've been, in a lot of energies, and you don't feel good, you just don't feel, just comb your aura before you walk in the door. Don't take it home, really. And the other way is with crystals in both hands. It doesn't matter what crystal. As my guides have told me, crystals didn't have a book. Beautiful crystals out of the ground, they didn't have a book. Which crystal to use? If you're doing healing, which crystal should I use? You pick up a crystal, if a person's in front of you and you want to do healing on a person, go to the bowl of crystals. I've got a bowl here, and I just ask, which crystal, and which crystal will choose you, which to use. They know. Usually you've heard that before. Crystals choose you. You don't choose the crystal. They are so beautiful. And yeah, our crystal books are beautiful. I love them. I look at them too. But what I choose intuitively, not by what the book says, because they're just all so beautiful. Place them on your body. So to cleanse with the crystal is once you've sealed yourself with the white light, really sealed with a lot of prayer, any beautiful prayer, then you get the crystal in both hands and you go round. Just go round in a circular movement all the way down your aura, right down to your feet. As simple as that. Do it a few times, and it's just so it's cleansing. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And crystals are wonderful in water. I drink crystal water, and it is so pure. I place a couple of little crystals in a bottle. I've got my bottle here. Any of those bottles, the bottles that you buy, they're only about $2. And in 24 hours, all the toxins gone out of the water. Very inexpensive water, and truly it tastes different. It's actually got almost a sweet taste to it. Just removes the toxins, you just rinse it out, and I've got about 6 bottles. My husband's always complaining I've got more water in the fridge. Excuse me, the food. Yeah, so I drink a lot of water, and yeah, it's just beautiful tasting water. Sorry about those people that sell the the water, but it's pure, beautiful. So you have to really do your water every day, so it's, to keep up the supply. So crystals are amazing. I do a lot of crystal healing, or even when I'm doing Reiki, because I'm a Reiki master. All my qualifications are about me under YouTube. So I'm not going to come into all of these right now, the list of what I do, but they're there. And no matter what healing I do, whether I put it in a person's hand or on their body, crystals. And of course, I did have a life in Atlantis, and of course Atlantis was basically all crystals. And Lemuria. We've all had many lifetimes in many places. And of course I will talk about, not today, but I will talk about past lives. I've got so many subjects I want to talk about. And I'd love you. One thing, I really want feedback. I'd love you to suggest a subject you'd like to talk about underneath. I really want you to do that because I'm so open to what you need to talk about. One of the subjects I want to talk about is chronic pain, the spiritual way to deal with it. I personally deal with it, have done for many years. I've had a lot of illness in my life and different ways that I've known how to cope with it. So I'm really happy, I want to talk about channeling, because I am a channel, Reiki, Seikon, spiritual iridology, I do that. So there's, and ancient Egyptian numerology. So there's a lot of different things that I do. So I've got so much to share with you people, and I really am happy to do that. The other thing I want to share with you with the spiritual skin, the auras, there is a way to look into your eyes to see how clean your aura is. And that is looking into the mirror at your eyes on the outside of your iris, next to the sclera, next to the white, to see a rim around your iris, and just see how dark it is, to see if it's a different colour from the iris, and see if there's a dark rim. If there's a really dark rim around it, that means it really needs a lot of clearing, a lot of cleaning. It's okay, a lot of people don't realise this. It's called a scurf rim, and what it means is you need to do some skin brushing, because that's your skin, and then the spiritual skin, okay? And with a loofah, just do some good old skin brushing, and that'll help. That'll help a lot, because that's showing it's it's needing that clearing, because it's trying to take out toxins, from the the organs inside. But it is necessary to do skin brushing, okay? Because it can actually, it also shows that, you're putting up barriers to what you want to achieve. That's the other reason it'll be there. So little things like that can help you know from your eyes, but that's one thing that's quite important. It'll show that your aura does need cleaning. If it's a different colour, from the other rest of your eye. Now, the other thing about your energy fields, which is really good to know, is why even look at the auras? Looking at the auras is quite a simple thing. My simple way is just staring at a person until your eyes go out of focus, then just gently lift up to around the outside of the eye. It's a bit hard with me because I haven't got a clear white wall, whereas some people who see them well should see my aura. But yeah, you just stare, go out of focus, and then just look around this part. if you see a person's aura that's dark, if you see a dark, almost black, steer clear of that person altogether, because they can be quite dark, and just steer clear, okay? I had an experience, a nasty experience once, with a person who had actually quite a black around here, and I was doing a psychic party, doing readings, and I was doing palmistry actually on this quite a long time ago, and he came up and put his hand out like this, read it, you know. I didn't like the way he said it, but it was just his dark aura I didn't like. And I said, I don't really want to read your palm. He said, read it. And he grabbed my hand so forcefully. And he grabbed it. Well, I just within just called for help. And when he grabbed it so tight, and I got a strength within me that wasn't me. It was just so, you know, it was such a strength. And he could not hold on to me. So I did get help. I really got help. And he had to let go. And he asked why, and I said, I just don't want to do a reading with you. And he left in a huff, because he was evil. He really was. Because the grin on his face was really, really horrible. So, yeah, that was one. Now, the other story I want to share with you, which was really saved my life, actually. I was in hospital, and a lady looked over at me, and all of a sudden she was ringing the bell, and suddenly all these doctors and nurses came in with this code blue thing over to me. And after they rushed me off to surgery or something. I didn't know what was happening. And afterwards I said, what happened? Why did that happen? She said, well, I saw in your aura really red streaks like lightning was happening. And that meant that something drastic, emergency, was going to happen to you. And I was in there for a clot in my leg. And what was happening was a clot had moved and was about to hit my heart. Now, she saved my life by seeing that in my aura. So if you see something like that in a person's aura, like red, you know, really red, like lightning, yeah, that's what was happening. So something like that is, it's sort of handy to see in an aura. So it's not just a fun thing to see in a person's aura. You know, it's, yeah, you see something like, I see people who are in love, and you naturally see pink or green, and they're connected. You can see their auras connected. And you also see a little bit of like lightning in those auras. It's beautiful. You actually really see even in between the heart. You know, they're standing together. So it's really beautiful to see people's auras. So, you know, it's, some people think, oh, it's just fun. It's not. It's just quite nice, but also I find necessary. It's one of my tools when I do a reading. I can see people's auras. So that is a good thing in the case of doing readings. So it's used for all sorts of different things. So what else did I have to talk to you about? It's mainly, yeah, make sure you protect yourself. And probably that was about all today. I was hoping to talk with you and have feedback so that I could talk with you, but it wasn't meant to be today. But at least I was able to introduce myself, let you know what we'd be doing, and maybe by next week, we can do that as well. So for now, I'll say bye-bye, namaste, and hope to talk to you this time, or will be not this time, it'll be an hour and a half, it'll be 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. Aussie time, this day next week. So namaste. We'll talk then. Bye for now.